The designer of Baba Is You, Arvi Hampuli Tekari, made a puzzle game that rewrites the rules of the genre. Zach Barth and the team at Zachtronics built a reputation off making puzzle games with the precision of a Swiss watch. Both these designers are at the top of the puzzle genre. They are inventive, esteemed, they could go anywhere. So why the hell do they keep making solitaires? Solitaire, or Patience as it's known across the pond, has a long history, though maybe not as long as you're expecting. The game first appeared around 1800 in Germany and France, and quickly spread from nobles and intellectual salons to commoners and cheap novels. But when most people think of Solitaire, they don't picture a Frenchman. They picture this. Microsoft Solitaire, included with Windows 3.0 in 1990, was originally designed by an intern to help teach users how to use a mouse. Instead, it became arguably the most played game in history. In 2016, Microsoft claimed that more than 55 million Microsoft Solitaire Collection games were played per day. That's equivalent to 38,194 games per minute. Just think about that. 38,000 people, right now, dragging their 2 of diamonds to their ace. It is staggering. Microsoft Solitaire also enshrined Klondike as the most popular Solitaire variant, and almost certainly what you think of when you picture the game. And look, I'm not trying to hate on anyone's bored office distraction, but as a puzzle, Klondike is weird. Most puzzle games operate on strict rules. You can only shoot portals on white surfaces. You can only see guests in certain rows. You can only go to the quantum moon when, well, no spoilers. Klondike has those strict rules. Place cards in alternating colors, descend in order, build foundations. On paper, or cardstock, it's a puzzle that rewards careful planning and observation. But it then muddies those rules with the random and hidden information. This randomness makes the game replayable, but also ruins the puzzle. Theoretically, 82% of Klondike deals are winnable. But because so much information is concealed, in reality, the best players only win up to 43% of the time. Because of this, most games I play of Klondike aren't careful and clever. They're games of passive observation, until I realize luck has screwed me over once more. Basically, this 50 times in a row. You are the love that I can't stop singing on the phone. Klondike takes a game as sharp as a card's edge, and then dunks that card in a puddle. Zachtronics dries it off. Hair dries it? Towels it? Anyway, they make it better. If you've ever played a Zachtronics game, well, you should be proud of yourself. Exapunks, Space Cam, and Shenzhen IO are all games that seem impenetrable, and kinda are. They require near-perfect planning and precision, and while I absolutely respect them, making this horrific machine in Infinifactory, and then seeing I was in the very bottom percentile of players, was a little too humbling. But Zachtronics also made something for me. In almost every one of their games, the studio tucked in a thematically linked solitaire. And when the studio kinda sorta broke up in 2022, they left a parting gift, the Zachtronics Solitaire Collection. It might seem strange. Zachtronics games are about weird machines and technology. Cards seem downright ancient. But by leaving machinery for cards, each of these solitaires revealed the deep precision shared by both. Take Sawayama Solitaire. The collection openly calls it a referenced Windows Solitaire. It is. It's the only game in the collection with any hidden information, and its computer interface and Klondike layout is nearly identical. But Sawayama makes two simple changes that completely reinvent it. First is the open info. Every card in the tableau is visible from the start, meaning your decisions are much less random. Second is an open slot, available once you've gone through the deck, to hold a single card. Klondike is often an exercise in making the only move available to you. But with just one extra space, you now have up to 8 more choices you can make on every move. And when you consider that you now know what lies beneath every card, the decision tree grows even more branches. I'm still not very good at Sawayama, but unlike in Klondike, I'm never annoyed when I lose. I know I doomed myself. But if Sawayama is simply sharpening Klondike to where it could be, the other solitaires hone it even finer. Proletariat's patience reduces the deck, requiring you to only stack 6 through 10, and face cards in any order at all. But this reduced decision space forces you to truly plan with the entire tableau, and makes your mistakes both more obvious and more punishing. My personal favorite, Shenzhen Solitaire, uses special suits to add an additional objective. As you clear these suits, they lock up your free spaces, preventing the kind of automatic decisions that can bore the end of a solitaire game. Winning a game of Shenzhen invokes the dual punch emotions of something like Portal, where you first admire yourself for beating the puzzle, and then admire the designers for making something so smart. But the game's magnum opus, not opus magnum, that's a different Zachtronics game, is Fortune's Foundation. It's exclusive to the Solitaire collection, and is just look at it. There are 4 suits to build, 21 arcana to sort. It is Solitaire as an endurance sport, where you only realize you've doomed yourself 50 moves after the fact. Remember that free slot from Sawayama? Fortune's Foundation gives you one, but requires you to cover up your foundations to use it, preventing you from placing cards there. It is a piece of design so elegant as to be cruel. I have never beaten Fortune's Foundation, but it is a testament to the game that there is a community of people online who have beaten it 200 times in a row, who can look at this map of perfect information and find a path through. That kind of commitment only comes from a truly great puzzle. In his retrospective book, Zach Barth says that he doesn't have a good reason he keeps making solitaires. It's a guilty pleasure. I wish my guilty pleasures were this beautiful. One of the great things about Solitaire, like any classic card game, is its shameless plagiarism. When I was young, I was given a book of classic card games. Easily 500 pages, packed with tiny text. Of course, most of the 1,000 games contained in the book weren't original, but variants of each other, making tiny little changes. But the beauty of this is in the way that this reinterpretation can create small but meaningful changes. One great idea can spawn a brilliant one. A Solitaire Mystery by Hampuli is a work of plagiarism. And I mean that in the best possible way. It is also the most insane puzzle game of 2025. Blueprints. This thing is ludicrous. Where Zachtronics is sleek and refined, a Solitaire Mystery is maximalist. 30 solitaires, 30 crazy ideas. Who cares if it works? Let's throw it at the wall and see what sticks. Let's start at the beginning. Inspiration runs deep in a Solitaire Mystery. On Hampuli's website, he says that playing the Zachtronics collection caused him to ponder his own solitaire-making skills. 2 of the solitaires here are directly inspired by that collection, including a take on Fortune's Foundation that might somehow be harder. But the inspirations go farther, to other games. They pull from Baba Is You, Poker, Werewolf, Wordle, The Towers of Hanoi, even the Chicken, Fox, and Grain riddle. The result is some truly wild games. Take Murder Mystery Solitaire. Each face card represents a suspect, each number a weapon. The goal isn't to solve the solitaire, but to guess the right combination. Every time you reveal a face card, you get a clue about the killer or weapon. A clue that is probably true, but might not be. You get so engrossed in solving the logic puzzle that you forget you still need to play good Solitaire to reveal the clues. Or Tabula Rasa Solitaire, where every card has every value at once until you place, say, a 2 of diamonds on it, meaning it now has to be a 3 of either clubs or spades. The game feels directly inspired by the trick-taker cat in the box, but in a way that elevates the design genius of both of them. These interpretations are swinging for the fences, and sometimes coming up short. Hilariously, some of the solitaires, like one where the top card shifts randomly after being moved, acknowledge that they might not be very good. But the ideas are always interesting. It's the same vibe as playing something like UFO 50, where the experiences are so varied that finding something that clicks perfectly makes it feel like it was made just for you. I am also very bad at these solitaires, which fits for the brutal difficulty of Baba Is You. But what if there was a solitaire that made failure part of the game? That made failure part of the narrative? To my knowledge, tributary games are not puzzle developers. And maybe Occlude isn't a puzzle, but something else. As the Steam description puts it, it's a ritual disguised as solitaire. Occlude has, on the surface, the simplest rules of any variant we've discussed today. It's Klondike, but you build foundations from ace up and king down, meeting on a final card for each suit. Easy, right? But the basics need to be this simple, because while it gives you this, the rest of the game gives you absolutely nothing. The game is split into 7 rituals, each ritual governed by a hidden rule that you must fulfill with your final cards to win the game. Solving a game normally under the second ritual will reward you with a bad ending, with no advancement and no explanation. It's only through experimenting and watching the motion of these 4 coins on the tableau that you figure out these hidden rules. I move this card, and the coin moves. I undo it, and it slides back. Gradually, you realize what determines the movement of the coins, the relevance of the ritual's name, and the 4 cards you must finish with. Crucially, you're unlikely to solve this on your first attempt, and this is where the game's wider themes come into play. The game reassures you, don't worry, you can always start over. And as you uncover redacted documents and surprisingly chilling text, you realize the ritual disguised as solitaire is to erase the past. Your mistakes, your 10 failed attempts, don't matter as long as you succeed just once. It's a fascinating way to contextualize both the puzzle of the game and the inherent difficulty of solitaire. When I fail at lock and key solitaire, I feel like, well, that's the mechanics. When I fail at Occlude, I feel like I'm still hurtling towards the abyss. Every loss be damned. Occlude doesn't entirely work. The wider story is fine, and by the end, the puzzle rules get so difficult you'll probably need to phone a friend, or Steam guides, to decipher them. But getting there is the joy. There have been narrative solitaires like this before, most notably the Solitaire Conspiracy. But where that game attempts to turn the cards into a dramatic spy thriller, Occlude succeeds because it knows solitaire isn't that. The draw isn't in forcing solitaire into a story. The solitaire, the movement of the cards, the repetition, the starting over, is the story. This strange, old, wonky thing keeps us coming back, from windows to French salons. Solitaire is a ritual already. Occlude merely makes that obvious. Each of these solitaires try something new, but beyond just having 52 cards, they share something deeper. I didn't grow up playing Microsoft Solitaire, but for many people that did, it holds a special place in their hearts, with memories of playing with loved ones, or their first experiences online. But just because these solitaires look different, doesn't mean they lose those same emotions. When I first started working on this video, I looked at Backlogged to see what reviews people had left for the Zachtronics collection. I expected to see discussions of mechanics, difficulty. What I got instead were stories. People sharing what these solitaires meant to them, what lessons they got out of 52 cards. Lessons on failure, on parents, on faith. It's easy to read these skeptically. Lessons on God? From this? But I get it. I play these games and feel the centuries of rules and variants and changes. Feel the hundreds of millions who have played this game before me. I will forget about the nuances of proletariat's patience and the frustrations of fork solitaire. I will make another video after this and find something else to hyperfixate on. But this connection to the people who have come before me and those who will come after will remain. I know it will. After all, there's always another deal.